My name is Ethan Walker, and this is the story of the girl who grew up with me and stayed in my heart, even when life took us in different directions. Her name was Mia Thompson. We lived on the same street in a small town in Ohio. Our houses were just 3 doors apart. I was 7 years old when her family moved in. She was carrying a pink backpack that looked too big for her, and she tripped while walking up the driveway. I laughed. She stood up, brushed her knees, and looked straight at me. "Don't laugh," she said seriously. "I'll beat you in a race." That was the beginning. We became inseparable. We rode bikes until sunset, climbed trees we weren't supposed to, and shared secrets under the old oak tree at the end of the street. Every summer felt endless back then, and every day felt important. Mia was fearless. I was careful. She spoke first. I thought first. Somehow, we balanced each other perfectly. In middle school, things changed. People started noticing each other differently. I noticed the way Mia smiled when she was nervous. She noticed when I tried too hard to impress her. One afternoon, we sat on the swings behind the school. The sun was setting, turning the sky orange. "Do you think we'll always be friends?" she asked. "Of course," I said without thinking. She smiled.
Good. Because I don't want anyone else.
I didn't realize it then, but that was the first time my heart chose her. High school made everything complicated. We went to the same school, but our worlds slowly separated. Mia joined the drama club. I joined the basketball team. She made new friends. I pretended I didn't care, but every time she laughed with someone else, something inside me tightened. One night, after a football game, we walked home together like we used to. "Ethan," she said quietly, "do you ever feel like we're changing?" I nodded. "Yeah, and I hate it." She stopped walking. "I don't want to lose you." I wanted to tell her everything. How I loved her, how I always had, but fear kept my mouth closed. So I said the safest thing, "You won't." And that was my mistake. Senior year came fast. College letters followed. Mia got accepted into a university in New York. I stayed local. The night before she left, we sat under the same oak tree where we had shared our childhood secrets. She looked at me and said, "If things were different, would you ever see me as more than a friend?" My heart pounded. I wanted to scream yes. Instead, I whispered, "I don't know." Her eyes filled with tears. But she smiled anyway. "I guess that's my answer." She left the next morning. We promised to stay in touch. We didn't. Years passed. Life happened. Jobs, relationships, breakups. But every time I passed our street, every time I saw that oak tree, I thought of her. 10 years later, I moved back to town. On my first evening, I walked down the street, the same one we grew up on, and there she was. Mia, standing outside her parents' house. Older, more confident, but still her. She smiled. "Ethan, you're back." We talked like no time had passed. She told me about her career, her heartbreaks, her growth. I told her about my life, my regrets. We sat under the oak tree again. "Some things never change." "I used to wait for you to say something," she admitted. "I waited 4 years." My voice shook. I was scared. She laughed softly. "You always were." I looked at her and finally said the words I had carried since childhood. "I loved you. I still do." She stared at me, tears in her eyes. "Then don't be late this time." That night, we didn't promise forever. We promised honesty. Because some love stories don't start with passion or drama. Some start on the same street, with scraped knees, shared secrets, and a love that simply grows up with you.